So today we're going to do a little shark head. A shark head that you can put on the forehead of a child. I'm going to be using my number 1 Cameleon one stroke. We're going to be using the Colourblock Zwan, and then loading the Zwan, I'm going to be loading with mainly the white and grey, and then just touching every now and then on the actual black, but mainly loading with my, it's actually a beautiful colour because it's got metallics in it. So for the shark, that's awesome. So it gets that like shimmer look. All right, now with the forehead, you've got to keep in mind some kids obviously have a smaller forehead. In that case, your shark's head's going to be a lot smaller. That's why I prefer to work with a smaller brush when I come and work on the forehead. So we're going to start off with this one. It's beautiful because I've got space. So we're going to start off, and it's checking that you're in the middle of the nose, and basically the width of the nose is usually what I use as the width of the nose of the actual shark. All right, so it's basically the same. And then once I've got the width of the nose, I come and I bring it around and then come down, and then I just make a little indent of where I would imagine the eyes to go, and then come down. Now I go the same on this side, just bringing it around. Oops, don't make it too much of a stump nose. Coming down and looking where the socket of the eye would be, approximately the same as the other side, and then come down. Right. Now when I've done that, I turn my brush around, place it down, and then pull it up with the darker edge. Now I'm doing the edge of the mouth, basically, with this, bringing it up and around and down. You can colour with the back, not really important. Now we're going to do the opposite edge of the mouth, coming from this side, and I bring it down as far as I can. Bring it down to the edge of the nose and back up. I also do smiling dolphins, but then I change the actual nose edge, and I actually do a smiling, laughing dolphin this way as well. Okay, so when we've done that, we're going to take our Purdy girl, and keeping with the same brush that you had, if you're feeling a bit unsafe with that, you could go to the angled number 1. That's also a possibility. And then you load with the longer side. You load the darker pink. Oh, sorry. That one still had a bit of black in it. Just clean it. Okay, so what we do now is you load the darker edge, so the long edge with the darker pink, and the rest is the lighter. Yes. And then we're going to come around. Lay your brush down and bring it, just follow that same shape that you just made with the darker edge. You just follow that around, and just make this area around. Bring it around like that. And then I just go in the middle, and I take it and I do a little half round like that in the middle. So when we've done that, let's clean my brush quickly. Then I take my filbert number 6 from Le Cornell, load with a little bit of white. And then we're just going to colour in a little bit on that, just to put some eyes in there. And then we can bring a little bit along the edge over here, and then taking it up, and then bringing a little bit along the edge over here. And with the same filbert, load with white. And then I'm just going to go and do a couple of these like that. And then the bottom piece. Yeah. We'll come back to that just now. While you've got your white, you can also immediately put in just a couple of the splashes coming up, just loading a few of the splashes. Bring it up. And we'll go over that just now with a little bit of blue. Yeah. Then I load the red, and for the red I use my fire red from Cameleon. Just load a little bit on a brush, and then come here by the gums, and I make the, what's it? What do you call that in the mouth of a shark? Yeah, I just want to go around the teeth a little bit with the red. And then I'm going to just give a little touch of red inside here, just like that. And I'm going to take my blender and blend this little piece just a little bit. Okay. Now you can load on your I'm using the Sunny Mountain fine liner, and I'm going to load my black. And then we're going to go by the eye. Make sure I've got not too much on there. Let's outline the eye a bit. Now leave a little bit of a white stipple there, not too much. Okay, and now we're going to just go around the actual mouth area. Now it's just all outlining. So with the outlining, it just depends on how much outlining do you want to do. When do you think it's enough and it's finished? I tend to actually get quite involved with my outlining. Sometimes it's a little bit too much. You get a little bit lost in your painting. And then just blend it out so that the lines aren't that strong. Yeah, I thought I'd work on a board for today, but I must be honest, I find these boards aren't realistic enough for me. Working on aquarelle paper, I find you get a more, it's more equal to the way it would be on the skin. Only thing is you use it, you make it a bit more, your paint is wetter. But regarding blending, those type of movements that you need to make, I find on aquarelle paper that does work a lot better than working on these boards. Sorry, people that love the boards, but that's all personal. Once again, same as brushes, it's personal. What you prefer, what works for you is what you must do, right? Okay, let's just outline some of these teeth. Isn't he looking cute? Isn't he just the cutest little shark? The worst thing is whenever I paint a shark, that song, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do do. That's what I start. That's all I hear is baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do. Okay, I'll stop. Wish you could be singing that the whole evening or day. Right, just loading a little bit of white again on my long liner. This is my number 3 long liner. And then I just want to come past just by the eyes again, just to highlight that a little bit more. Like so. And then along the mouth edge. And then the bottom lip, it hangs out a bit. And then I'm just going to go over the actual teeth again, just to give them a little bit more whiteness. Nope, that was silly. Where's my eraser? Hey, remember what I said? use your blender as an eraser as well. It's brilliant. There we go. Too much of a blob of white. Happy mistakes, as Bob Ross would say. Yes, I am a Bob Ross fan. Because exactly what he does, working with blobs of colour, you create something. And that's what I do with my body painting lessons. I teach people that. And they're quite amazed because they're only allowed to use a big brush. And then they have to do portraits with a big brush to learn. Okay, and in between I just do a couple of little spatters. And then here, just a couple of stripes. Like I said, I mean, this is all extra, but if you make the one extremely good, that it will draw in more kids, and then later you can leave some things out. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my number 2 palette, makeup palette, with high pigments in it. I'm going to use the red and the black with my blender brush. So I start off with my red, and then I just put it in the mouth area. And then I come with my black, and that's just to give me a bit more depth in the back of his throat. So you're actually looking into the back of his throat. Yes, and then with that same black that I've got on my brush, I also just go and blend a little bit more in just various areas, like around the eyes here, just to come and give it a bit more depth. Yeah, and then above the actual nose area, and then you can do a couple of little lines going up. Okay, and then for a little bit of gobby hanging down, just from the tooth, you just get some gob hang down off the teeth. It's like, ugh. And then we take our number 6 round brush, and I use the Mystic Sea, and I actually pick up the 2 colors. Now remember, I put my white down already, and I just pick up those 2 colors, and then I go over what I've put here. I just put here and there. I put some teardrops in between. Over the white, because I find a lot of times from a lot of the makeup used, the blue could be quite could stain quite a bit, so I just put a white, say the white base under, and that prevents it from actually staining that much. So when I've done the blue, I now pick up my white, and I load white again, and then I go over this again with my white, just to give it even more splashes. See? and make it splashy. Yes. So it looks like he's actually jumping out of the water at you. Rawr. Scary shark. Now you could just take your white, a little bit of white, and just touch those eyes. Just that little bit of a... There you go. So, there you have it. The cute little shark. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll be doing some more sharks. We've got various sharks that are exciting. So this is just one example. You could do this on the cheek as well. It comes out of the cheek. You could do it on an arm, but it's just the shark's head popping out of the water. Bye. Enjoy. Have fun. Hey, and let's see some of your work. Show some of it on Facebook and tag me. Thanks. Ciao.